the second row, that will be BC.
So, Mick, of course, 6 poles from 12 races, and this is round 12 of the 94 championship. 33 laps, 3.534 kilometres. The race distance, 116.622 kilometres.
Got to get a good start here, Dazza, because you can't afford to get held up with the sort of slower riders and let anybody get any kind of break, because it's not exactly the easiest place to get past.
Set for a start, red lights on, seconds away, or everybody gets away nicely too. Good drag off the front line there.
Yeah, Mick with the runner, gotcha. Mick, Cadalora, Kaczynski on the outside, Kaczynski, yes, up into second, Kaczynski.
Good dice this tonight between the Australian and the American. Remember, Kaczynski won here last year aboard the Cajiva, and Mick, of course, dropped the bike coming out of the corkscrew we talked about.
Yeah, I was just looking to see where Chandler is. Oh, yeah, Chandler's there. He's 7th or 8th, and just behind him is BC, and behind BC is Abbey.
Well, the field, even though it's strung out, it's pretty well bunched up the front, which is good news. But look at Mick, he's off.
Oh, someone good up the inside there. Right, so it's Duan, Kaczynski, Cadalora, can't quite see. Could be Barros.
Up over this hill, it's a very undulating circuit, very demanding circuit, and has a circuit that hasn't been kind to many of the top riders, I've got to say that. Isn't that a great shot, though?
Yeah, it is really spectacular. I've seen film from the bottom as they're sort of changing direction. It looks sensational. Actually, the front three have pulled out quite a little gap on Barros there.
I'm quite surprised how far Mick's ahead.
You see that after only not even a lap here.
Back onto the start-finish line again. They come down the main straight, so it's still doing Kaczynski. Kaczynski desperately trying to stay in touch.
Oh, Kaczynski will go all out tonight for a win, because Castiglione, the guy that owns Cajiva and Ducati, has flown out for this race, and it's still as yet undecided whether they're going to retire at the end of the year. There's been no announcement or anything, but my money would be on it definitely that they will retire.
I hope you're wrong this time
so
round.
do I. I'd love to be wrong. Waiting for a place. Then as soon as Cadalora goes past you, it means you've got one less lap to do, and you've had quite a cutful after 30.
Yeah, but a few years ago it wasn't the case, was it? You know, we had the people sort of dicing within dices, and we saw some problems with traffic in those days. 2 laps to go now.
Now we should recognise that man. That's Darrel.
Wayne Gardner's mate. Cadalora down this hill, and as I said, it's a lot steeper than it looks on television. It really does fall away at quite an angle when they come over that corkscrew.
Be interesting to know who's going to ride Luca, plus 8.2, lap 1 to go. Be interesting to know who's going to ride the Suzuki in the last 2 races, Argentina and Spain.
Who's your tip?
I got an idea. I got an idea about who's going to ride it in Spain.
You going to tell us?
No. I don't know in Argentina. I really haven't got the faintest idea, but it's well, you know, I don't know what the sponsorship situation is with that McWilliams guy. He's had a really good ride tonight, so maybe they could stick somebody on it like that, you know. But for Spain, I've got a good idea.
All right, you're not going to share it with us?
Maybe next time.
Okay. Cadalora now up the hill for the last time, and you can see the line there nowhere near as fast down there, nowhere near using as much of the circuit. In the first 10 laps, of course, he's really buttoned it off now, and he'd be absolutely delighted with his first win anyway. He took the lead on lap 8, and he's just built on that since then. And it's been a fine ride. He really has put in a very, very good performance tonight. Roberts would be absolutely delighted.
And I bet Cadalora will be saying, finalmente.
Which is?
Finally.
As he comes down that start-finish line, up goes the front wheel. He takes the checkered flag, and he wins the United States 500cc Grand Prix from this man, the American John Kosinski. Aboard the Cajiva, takes second place, and a long way back is Mick Doohan. He'll come around to take third place, leading the race early, but having tyre and perhaps front-end problems. Here he comes now around the last corner onto the main straight, and have a look at the slide. And, I think that tells the story. But he'll take third place, and I think he'd be pretty happy with that, Mick Doohan, under the circumstances here tonight. So Catalora up on the pegs, he celebrates, and he is a nice young man, and finally gets his just deserves for a lot of hard work this season on a bike that really hasn't been all of that good. Up he goes for a wheelie. We'll take a break, come back for the presentation.
Great race. I had some hard time when Doohan was in front and John tried to catch me, but the bike was working very good, and tires too. I was surprised, but everything was right, and I rode 100%. So I'm very happy for this victory.
Congratulations to you. Fine job.
Thank you.
All right. Moving over to the second place. For a while, you were going to give him a go, John Kosinski. You were right there with him for a bit.
Yeah, we were pretty close there, and it just, you know, I think maybe their tires were working a little bit better than ours today, but I know my Michelins were consistent, and you know, I was able to hold on to second place, and I don't know, we've seen better days, but I tell you, it feels good to be back on the podium, and we just got to keep working on the motorcycle.
Not too shabby.
Thank you.
Thank you, John Kosinski. Now let's move on over to the guy who actually has already won the World Championship. He ended up third place today. Mick, it looked like you decided you'd just finish third and not press it real hard. Is that what happened?
Well, that's what happened in the end anyway, but, you know, Luca was riding real good. You know, they obviously had the bike set up to go the race distance better than we did, and we were still gambling a little bit, and I think I just chose the wrong front tyre. That was my biggest problem, I think. You know, it wasn't anybody's fault but my own, and I just couldn't get the thing turned, and then I was abusing the rear to try and make up for it, and in the end I didn't have any grip, so, you know, I just congratulate Luca and his team. They did a good job this week.
5 minutes to pit exit.
Congratulations to you. Third place is something to be proud of. The World Championship is even something bigger.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Yeah, you betcha. Well, you've summed it up pretty well, because that looked like the problem very early on, and it just compounded itself. It just got to the point where he just had to back off.
Well, that's the problem, you know, when you have tyre problems. It was the front tyre that was the trouble, not the back. And there's nothing you can do about it. You know, as you say, you choose your own tyre. Nobody says you've got to run this. And you win some, you lose some.
Kosinski obviously disappointed, no doubt about that. But I think he was a bit surprised that the bike went as consistently as it did tonight.
Well, at least it finished. You know, it's blown up a couple of times lately, and he was competitive, Kosinski, and as Catalora said, you know, he had the right tyres on. That's the thing.
So Luca Catalora finally makes it up to the ¡1 spot on the podium. It's been a long, hard season for him. Mick Doohan in second, or third place there. John Kosinski in second. Out comes the champagne.
Way run the girls, quite wise.
They bail.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice for Catalora to get a win.
Yeah, good stuff here. Catalora would be very, very happy with this. He really thought he was going to have a very good season. And anybody that criticises facilities in Australia, this is the US Grand Prix. We've already talked about the line of tents of the pit. Have a look where they're doing this. So it just makes you wonder sometimes. People at knockout areas. OK, let's recap the results.
Right, there you go. Win for Luca Catalora, second John Kosinski, third our Mick, Ito, Doug Chandler and Abby in sixth place. Championship points, Mick's already won it, Kevin's already second, Kosinski third, but look, he's only 1 point in front of Catalora. Alberto Puig